All right, guys, welcome to another live stream. Welcome to another live stream. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. All right, altcoins that are set to explode 10x. This is, in my opinion, this is not the truth. This is not fact. This is not financial advice. This is just what I see in the market, what I believe will do really well and potentially give you a ten, or if you did the research and you decide to get in these coins, I think some of them could possibly provide a 10x. Right? Not financial advice. As we look at the market right now, the market is tanking a little bit, and rightfully so. We ran up from basically 60,000 all the way to 99,000. We didn't break 100K yet. People are waiting for the 100K mark to be broken. But to be honest, I think that's probably going to happen either end of December or going into January. Now, we do have some great catalysts coming up, like Gary Gensler getting fired. And I think that's going to set the crypto market off. He already put in his resignation. There was talks about him resigning, then he put in his resignation. So January, once Trump gets inaugurated, he will leave the SEC, and we will get a crypto-friendly chair, SEC chair, and that's going to be very positive for the bull market. So I think at that point is when we break 100K. Now, we do see, again, the Bitcoin dominance. Actually, now it's rising. Yesterday it was like at 58 58, and now it's rising. And it could be because altcoins did take a dip. Let me share my screen. So Bitcoin dominance continue. Bitcoin dominance is 59. I'm not sure why that thing always comes up, so annoying. Bitcoin dominance is at 59, 58. I think yesterday it was a little bit lower, and it was, if we look at it, it was at 50. Okay, so it wasn't that much lower. Why does it look so much lower, this dip? So it's at 59.58, and I guess yesterday it was at 59.53. Looks so much lower on the chart. But yeah, if we look at the price, BTC has fallen, right? Fallen from 98.4 to 97.33. Now, again, we did go up a lot. Could this be correcting? Could we go down to 90K? Possibly. All right, I just think there's a lot of optimism in the market, and people just think that the market can only go up from here. And typically during a parabolic move, we do get 10 to 15% pullbacks. But again, we do have strong institutional investors in the space, and most likely it will take us to all-time high, keep taking us to all-time highs. So like I said, 100K is around the corner, and I think end of December going into the new year, we see that, right? Okay, so now what are the coins that I think are going to 10x? Not 10x, or have the possibility of 10x. Let me say that. Restate that. The possibility to 10x. Okay, so here's the thing. When it comes to 10x coins, you have to look at the market cap, right? For me, a 10x potential right now would be anything that's around 10 billion or lower can have the possibility of 10xing on the first page of CoinMarketCap, because anything after the first page, yeah, it does have a chance of 10xing. But the thing is, you once you get out of the first page, you kind of run the risk. Usually the coins on the first 100, the first page of CoinMarketCap, they tend to be the most reliable coins, the most reputable coins. So I like to stick to the ones on the first page. So that's my rule of thumb, number one. But then the second rule of thumb is the market cap. You can't expect a coin to 10x if it has a huge market cap. So my second rule of thumb is it needs to be around that 10 to maybe that 10 to 12 billion dollar market cap or lower for it to 10x. Okay, and the reason why is because a 10x from 10 to 12 billion is around 100 to 112 billion. And I don't think it's impossible once we get into a full-fledged bull market for a coin to go 10x, right? A coin to go 10x from 10 to 12 billion puts it around that 110 to 120 billion dollar market cap. I think that's feasible. But if you have a coin like Solana where it's like 117 billion, a 10x from here would put it in the $1 trillion market cap. Do I think Solana will reach $1 trillion eventually? Yeah, but for it to go to $1 trillion this bull run, I just don't see that happening unless it got like some type of ETF approval and it just got a whole influx of people. Now, we already seen the Bitcoin spot ETF get a bunch of institutional investors coming into the space, and buying up the ETFs. But the thing is, you run the risk of, you run the risk of not having the demand for the ETF essentially. Hey, what's up, Oscar? You essentially run the risk of not having that demand. So I don't think for Solana you'll get that ETF inflow that like you saw with Bitcoin, because you don't see it with Ethereum, right? You don't see it with you don't see that inflow. I think you will see it in 2025, but we won't see it now, right? Well, once the bull market starts going, then we'll see the influx of people buying that spot ETF for Ethereum, and then we'll probably see something similar of what happened to BTC. All right, so let me go over the rules again. Number one, right? It needs to be on the first page, right? But then also, the second thing is it needs to be on the it needs to be 12 billion market cap or lower, right around that, 10 to 12 or lower, right? Because that'll put it around 100. All right, so the first candidate for me would be Avalanche. I think Avalanche could do a 10x from here. Now it is at 16 billion because it just went up a little bit, but not too long ago it was at like 10 to 11 billion. All right. It was at 10 to 11 billion. So for me, the 10x started at right around that $30 mark. I think Avalanche could be a 10xer. Again, it was right around that 11 billion. Right now, it went up 10%. So it was at 1648. It's at 1648 now, but it was right around that 11, 12 billion dollar market cap. So it followed within my rule, but just recently it went up in price. So I think Avalanche can definitely see a 10x, which would put it, when I was talking about it, would put it around that high $200 range to $300 range. I definitely think it could get there, and it's something that people are going to be rotating a lot of money into. So let's say like people make money with they're all like them altcoins that are on the second page or maybe the end of the first page. They're going to start rotating a lot of money into Avalanche. Avalanche is going to be that coin that people rotate their profits into towards, kind of like the middle of the bull market. So they can just finish out the bull market with Avalanche and potentially get finish it off with like a 2-3x after they got like a 10x somewhere else. Then they bring it to Avalanche and, finish the bull market off with another 2 to 3x. Because I don't think Avalanche is going to go straight to its all-time highs right away. I think Avalanche is going to take a while to move up, but it is going to move up substantially. It's going to do 15 to 20% swings on the upside and do pretty well. All right, so Avalanche is the first pick. All right, let's look at, why is this freezing? Okay, so Avalanche is the first pick. Second pick is, I think Sui, right? Sui is a perfect candidate to do a 10x. Right now it's sitting, below $10 billion market cap. I think when the bull market gets going, I think Sui can be a $30 plus coin. And the reason being is it is getting a lot of institutional adoption. I think it just got the Grayscale listing, like it got a trust, Grayscale's trust. People are talking about it on Instagram and Instagram X, and people are excited about Sui. And I think Sui has the potential to be somewhat of Solana in this bull market. And the Solana of this bull market and reach $100 billion market cap at the peak of this bull market. Now, is it going to get there? Who knows? But it is, in my opinion, a good candidate because it's on the first page, has that hype going up on around it, and then also it has the the low market cap, in my opinion. Now, obviously, it's pretty high now, but again, I think a lot of people forget that in bull markets, the things just go parabolic, right? The reasonable valuations go out the window. So that's why it's funny to me too when I see like YouTubers saying, "Oh, well, it can't get here. That's too much." It's not too much. It's not too much because you got to remember, in a bull cycle, people the valuations go out the window in a bull cycle. So I could see Sui at $100 billion market cap, right? I could see Sui at $100 billion market cap. But will it get there? Who knows, right? It's still early to tell. All right, so we said Avalanche. We said Sui. Now, I'm not going to say that. Yeah. Now, this is another one too, Near Protocol. Near Protocol, I think the founder of it definitely got like a cosign from Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA. And this one, the chart looks really good. It's been consolidating here for a minute. And it's moving on up. I definitely think we do see all-time highs get broken. So it's at 20. Maybe it does a 2x from there. So if we look at the price right now, it's 6.5. To get to $20, we'll probably put it at a $21 billion market cap. And then to do a 3x from there, which would put it at a 10x, would put it at like a $60 to $70 billion market cap. So again, that's $70 to $100 billion. I think Near Protocol could get it done. Now, what's going to actually make that possible is for the hype to be around that. Now, I do think it has the hype as far as being in the right narrative, like the AI narrative and things like that. So I think anything in the AI narrative has that ability to go to 100 billion, right? So Near Protocol is one of those protocols that I think has the potential to do it. And what's nice about it is the market cap and the fair diluted value as well. They're not that far apart. And again, for those of you, the market cap, if the max supply was in circulation, right? So the fully diluted value is the market cap if this max supply was in circulation. Fully diluted value equals price times maximum supply if maximum supply is null. FDE price times total supply. So I think this one will definitely do well during the bull market. Near protocol is, it's in that AI narrative, right? And I think if the AI narrative blows up like we think it's going to blow up, you could see this one at 60, 70 billion at the end of the peak of the bull market, right? So, yeah. All right. So those are the three, right? And maybe I do. I'm trying to see if I have something here. I hate to do this like mid stream. Let's see. I don't know what this is. Okay, that. All right, cool. Whatever. I won't touch that then. Okay. I'm trying to see. I was able to pull up a box before. I wonder. Okay, I see. Text box. New dynamic text box overlay. Uh-oh. Okay, let me bring this back. No, I didn't want that. How do I bring my screen back? All right, give me a second. Give me a sec. All right, cool. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, I was trying to bring my screen back. So AVAX, all right, SUI, and we said Nair protocol. Another one that has 10x potential, in my opinion, is Render. All right, Render has 10x. So we said Avalanche, SUI, Nair, and Render, right? So Render is a project that uses unused GPUs to basically help render, videos and stuff like that. So right now it's sitting at a 7.89 billion-dollar market cap. Do I think it could get to 40, 50 billion? I think easy Render could do that, right? And look at the chart. It looks amazing, right? The chart looks amazing. It's been on the up and up. The only thing I don't like about this project, like it's closed source. So, it has that, but during this bull market, it doesn't matter, right? It's on the first page of CoinMarketCap. It's number 31. So it has the 10x potential, right? We're looking at stuff that has 10x potential, and Render, I think it can easily go to 35, 40 billion-dollar market cap. I mean, we're not saying whether it should be valued at 30 to 40 billion. We're saying, does it have the potential to do so? And you got to remember, during a bull market, people don't care about realistic valuations. Things just go out the window, right? So I think Render is another one that can do that 10x. And again, it already has. If we look at the markets that it's in, it's listed on Binance, it's on Coinbase, it's on Upbit. These are the three main ones, right? Upbit, Binance, and Coinbase. If your coin's on there, it has that fuel power to do the 10x, right? Because the Koreans in Upbit, they have a lot of capital to flush into the market. Binance, obviously, it's always like number one. It's I think it's still the biggest exchange. So you see, even at the top, it has like 89 million in market and value. And then Coinbase, obviously, a lot of the retail people, US, once they start getting into the FOMO and all that stuff, they're going to start going to Coinbase and saying, okay, what are people talking about? Oh, AI. Okay, render is like number one thing. So that's what people are going to flock into. Although I don't really like render that much, just because they're closed source, and I don't think in the long term, I probably wouldn't hold render, but I think render will do well this bull cycle, right? And it's just because you got to think about it. When it comes to a bull cycle, you really got to look at the graph. Now, the only thing that can tank render at this point is if it had some type of rug pull, right? Some type of like fraud, or somebody within the project does something fraudulent. That's the only thing that's holding render back, right? Or not holding it back, but that's, a risk that can happen because it's closed source, right? And again, for those of you who don't know the difference between closed source and open source, basically closed source is kept to a group of developers in the project that don't release their code to people. So you can't really see what's going on in the code. You can't verify stuff. Opposed to open source, you can see what's going on. You have a lot more visibility, and there's people that can go in and verify that your code is actually doing what you say is doing. Guys, please hit the like button if you're watching, and subscribe if you're not subscribed. Appreciate it. It's free. But please do that. Always have to throw that in every now and then. All right. So yeah, render is number 5, right? We went over 5 already. So the first one was Avalanche, right? The second one was Sui. The third was Near Protocol. And number 4 was Render. Now, another one that I think could definitely have that potential to 10x, right? Again, not financial advice, but it's BitTensor. So BitTensor is it's almost like Avalanche, but for AI. So it basically has a bunch of subnets where people are helping out with computing power and things like that, and you can parse out your computing ask to different subnets and basically get work done for cheap, and you have different subnets working on different things. And this one's decentralized, right? So BitTensor, the only thing about BitTensor, I gotta look at the markets. The only thing that's kind of holding, okay, so it's on Binance, so that's huge too. It's not on Coinbase. I think if it gets, and I'm not sure if on Coinbase it has wrapped TAL. I think so. I heard somebody say that, but maybe it is not. It's on KuCoin, which KuCoin is not that crazy big. It's big. It's on Kraken, which is good. Kraken, Binance. So it has that. I think for me, if it gets a Coinbase listing or a Upbit listing, I mean, this one's going to go big. But I think the fact that it's on Binance, I think, is great, right? Because, Binance is the biggest exchange out there. And, I'm not sure where you guys are from, but I'm not sure if so they have if you're in the U.S., Binance is not, they have a Binance US, but I'm not sure if TAL is available on that one because they do limit the coins that you have exposure to. So yeah, that's kind of the only thing. This one, if you want to get into it, you may have to get into it. Oh, it's on crypto.exchange too. Okay. So you could buy TAL on crypto. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of crypto. I did have an account with them, but I'm not the biggest fan. I know some stuff happened with them where I'm not sure because remember they had in LA, the Staples Center, where they had the crypto exchange logo. I know for the one for FTX in Miami went down, but I'm not sure if if they're still a sponsor for the Staples Center. But yeah, so crypto exchange has it. So I think if you want to get into TAL, do your own research, stuff like that. I think this one has the 10x potential. A lot of people are talking about it, especially on X. They're thinking that could be a big one. What do you think about Arbitrum? So the layer two. So let's take a look at Arbitrum really quick. Arbitrum, I think Optimism will be better just because they have like that partnership with Base. Arbitrum, it was good like in the beginning, but you really don't hear much about Arbitrum. Is it even on the first page? Arbitrum. Let's just look it up. Did it fall off? I know, again, Arbitrum right here. Okay, it's number 36. So yeah, I mean, Arbitrum is going to do good, right? Just for the fact that, you know, it's helping process layer two, like for layer two transactions a lot quicker. But there's a lot of competition in this space, right? You have Optimism, which I like Optimism a lot better just because it has that more, like people know it more, and then like the relationship with Base, which Base, the layer two Base is, you know, it's going to get popular. Now, I'm going to get into a play actually on Base too. I mean, you guys probably heard of it already if you're paying attention to the crypto market, but we're going to get to that. But yeah, Arbitrum, just for the fact that it's on the first page, looking at the market cap, it's 3.35 billion. I think it could possibly do a 5x, you know, go to $4, 15 billion, but I'm not sure. I haven't been keeping up with the project, so I can't speak too much of it. And is it the same? Like they're Ethereum based? I think they are. And I 10x from here would put it at $8, right? 10x from here would put it at $8. So, and a $40 billion market, they would definitely need to have some type of hype around it, some type of news release or something like that to make it go to that. All right. So actually, now that you brought that up, so Base, I think Base narrative is going to be very big. Now, the thing about Base, it doesn't have a Base coin, but what a lot of people are talking about is this coin called Aerodrome, right? I'm pretty sure a lot of you heard about it. The YouTuber Brian Jung, I'm not sure how to say his last name, but he talks about this one a lot. A lot of people on X talk about it a lot, and I think it's going to do. I think it's going to do very well. The chart looks strong. Now, the only thing about DeFi, I'm not sure if I told you guys, but I invested in a coin called Alex, and it was basically a DeFi protocol to Stacks. And Stacks, I think Stacks is going to do well this bull market. And actually, that's another one. So we'll go back to that one. But anyway, so Aerodrome, you know, it's a DeFi protocol. There's a lot of competition, but it's like the main one for Base. And you got to remember, it's really not about whether it's the best. It's about who can get the most hype. And Base, being that it's on Coinbase, Base is going to give it a lot of hype. And again, on YouTube, on X, this coin is talked about. Now, again, I brought up Alex because I felt like I got rug pulled on Alex. So going back to Stacks, Stacks is the layer 2 for BTC. I can show you the chart later, but they had a DeFi protocol called Alex that I bought into, and I put like $9,000 in or somewhere around there. I thought at the time I thought it was going to be huge, but then they got hacked. And they did come back. Like Alex is still, but they try to recover the funds, and they basically locked up the protocol for, you know, it was like a month or two before I got my coins out, and that was a whole process. So I ended up. My position went from 9,000 to like 4,500. I was able to get 4,500 out, which I ended up putting that money into another project. So, but yeah, I mean, that is the risk that you run with Aerodrome, some type of hack with the DeFi protocol. And I guess if you're willing to risk that, but here's the thing I like about Aerodrome. It has the backing behind Base. Alex did not have that, right? So, and then also Aerodrome just got the top 10 or the top 20 coins on Grayscale Trust, like was mentioned. Aerodrome was mentioned one of the top coins. So you have a lot of big people supporting it. Specifically Coinbase and Gray Trust or Grayscale Trust. So it has the big players behind it. But again, FTX had big players behind it too. And look what happened to FTX, right? So that doesn't necessarily save you, but if you're going to get into something like an aerodrome, just know that that risk is there and you should be very careful, right? Should be very careful. All right. So I was talking about Stacks. I totally skipped over Stacks. So Stacks was here. I honestly think this one has 10x potential for sure. I think Stacks could get to 30 billion. Especially, so they did the Nakamoto upgrade, right? So basically now their transaction is like kind of backed by the Bitcoin protocol essentially, where it's like now when you do a Stacks transaction, it's done within seconds, right? But it's backed by the security of the BTC layer. And that just happened with the Nakamoto upgrade. There was some other stuff too. It was like a list of things, but yeah, they just did their Nakamoto upgrade. Also, I think their stacks happening, because every coin has most of them has like a halving schedule, and I think stacks halving is happening in January. Let me confirm that really quick. I think the stacks halving date January 2025. So they're actually going to do a halving. So what Bitcoin does every 4 years, Stacks is going to do its first token emissions halving is scheduled for January 2025. So that is actually, along with the Nakamoto upgrade they just did in the halving, that could potentially push it to all-time highs. I think it reached an all-time high of like $4 or something like that. But Stacks is another one that I believe can 10x, right? And because it's tied to Bitcoin, it has a lot of developers. The Bitcoin ecosystem is just getting big, so maybe a lot of people are going to be attracted to doing transactions, and the fact that now Stacks is backed by the security of the BTC layer and they could process transactions a lot quicker. It can do that, right? So again, let's go over the list. Those are the coins that I think have the potential. The first one was Avalanche, right? It's a little bit up because I was thinking about it when it was like at 11 billion. Now it's at 16 billion. But at the time, a 10x from when I said it was probably like around 250 to 200 to $300. I think it could get to that this bull cycle. The second one that I said was Sui. The third one that I said was Near. The fourth one that I said was Render. The fifth one was BitTensor. The sixth one was Aerodrome, and then I threw in Stacks, right? So it was a total of 7 coins. Those coins that I think, those of you watching, what coins do you think can 10x, right? What coins are you guys in? If you don't mind sharing before we get off, let me know. If not, yeah, that's pretty much it. I think for the most part, most people, like I said, could be able to get like a 3 to 5x on their coins. But those are the 7 that I think: Avalanche, Sui, Near, Aerodrome, Stacks. What was the other one? BitTensor, right? Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the like button, subscribe. But yeah, those are the coins that I think now I think we'll start to see that AI narrative play out in December. I think that's the strongest narrative going into the bull market. And we're just going to see some crazy price action going into 2025. But that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.